to commit first-degree murder. The verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Count 3, criminal attempt first-degree murder. The verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of criminal attempt first-degree murder as charged in count 3 of the indictment. And this verdict and jacket is signed by the foreperson of the jury, by the foreman, rather, of the jury. Sir, you can have a seat, please, sir. I'm not going to call you by names. We're going to go by the number in which you're seated in the jury box. Right on the end, juror number 1, is this your verdict, ma'am? Juror number 2, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 3, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, it is.
Juror number 4, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Jury number 5, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, sir.
Juror number 8, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, sir.
Jury number 9, foreman of the jury, is this foreperson of the jury? I apologize. Is this your verdict, sir?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes.
And lastly, juror number 14, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to conclude your service. You've had a very long 8 days. Well, let's go back one day to March 4th when I first saw you at the jury assembly room when you showed up with about 200 of your fellow Shelby Countyans. And I told you that you're going to be on a case that I couldn't talk to you about. I told you not to read anything, not to look at anything. And I told you it would take about 7 to 10 days to try this case. It took 8 days from Monday to Monday to try the case. And it's asking a lot of you. To tell you you're going to be sequestered, will not be able to stay with your family, will not be at your job. And we're going to take you away from all of those comfort creatures, take your phones from you, and told you that when you got here on Monday, when you got on Tuesday morning, rather, that you'd be a guest in Shelby County and that you could not go home until this verdict has been received, whatever the verdict is. You could have given me a million reasons as to why, Judge Coffey, this is really not a good idea. You could have said a lot of silly things like some people did in some of those questionnaires as to why trying a case would not be a good idea. It is the trial system that we have in this country is the best system in the world. I don't apologize for you. I won't tell you that it's absolutely the best thing. If I were made king of jury trials, there's some things I would change, but it's absolutely the best system in the world. It is not perfect. I would not tell you it's perfect. It is flawed. But folks like you, when you receive a summons, 15 of you have heard this trial for a week, 7, 8 days, and 12 of you decided this case. It is asking a lot of you, and on behalf of the great volunteer state of Tennessee, the 4.5 million citizens of the state, all the persons, all the parties involved in this case, Mr. Billy Turner, Mr. John Perry, Andre Thomas for Mr. Turner, Mr. Paul Hagerman, Mr. Austin Schofield for the state, on behalf of all of the family members of Lorenzen Wright, Ms. Deborah Marion, who has been waiting 12 years to get what she believes is justice for her son. I want to thank you for all the court personnel that you've taken 8 days out of your life to hear this case. When I told you March 4th and I told you Monday that you make a decision as to what happens in your community, it's not your president, it's not your governor, not your mayor, it's not your judges, not your elected officials. Jurors make the determinations of what is, in fact, against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee. Thank you for your service. I'm going to get you out of here in a few minutes. I know you're ready to go home. We're going to give you back those cell phones that probably needs to be charged. We'll get those back to you in a minute. And I need to handle a couple other legal issues on this case. And once I've done that, I will bring some jury certificates that would indicate that you were impounded, you were sworn, and that you did in fact serve on a trial in this case. You will get a check in about 2 or 3 weeks. Great big check. If my math is right, it's 221 whole United States dollars. The very small token of appreciation for your jury service. Don't spend it all at once. Try not to spend it all in one location. And I hope when you look back on this case, I told you that you will have friends, you have folks, you have alliances. You will have people that you stay in contact with for the rest of your life. It's been an inconvenience. I thank you for your patience. You've been very gracious. You've been very kind. Ask the deputies every day, how's the jury doing? They all tell me the same thing. Judge, this is a great group of people. They're doing really well, they're getting along well, and they are doing a great job. And I thank you for your patience. Thank you for your service. Bear with me a few minutes. I need to talk to the lawyers about a legal issue or two. We'll bring some jury certificates, and we'll get you out of the building soon. If If you want to talk to the lawyers, let me know. I'll make you available to talk to the attorneys. You don't have to talk to anyone about anything ever. And that's something I will continue to tell you. Never have to explain your verdict to anyone. Sometimes the lawyers might want to talk to you. If you want to talk to them, you may do so. And if you tell me just coffee, we don't want to talk to the lawyers, they will not try to talk to you. They will not have any contact with you at all. If you decide to talk to the attorneys, talk to them only about what your thoughts are, what your impressions are. Please respect the privacy of the other 14 jurors and do not discuss anything that might have occurred over your jury service over the last 8 days. And please respect that privacy. And if you choose to talk to the lawyers, that's fine. If you don't want to talk to them, we're going to get you out of here. Let me deputies know where you want to go. I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes. And as I told you on Monday, last week, March 14, 2022, will take you anywhere in Shelby County you want to go. I will take you to your home. We'll take you back to the hotel room so you can get checked out. Take you to home from the hotel room. Anywhere you want to go in Shelby County. We will get you there. We'll get you there safely and make sure that you arrive home safely. I don't anticipate anybody will try to contact you, but it does happen from time to time. And if somebody tries to contact you and you don't want to talk to those folks, you have my phone number, you have my email address, call me, email me, and I will get it stopped immediately. Again, thank you for your service, and that's coming from the bottom of my heart because we've asked a lot of you in the last 8 days. Now we'll see you in a few minutes. You can go with Deputy Smith, and I'll talk to you shortly. Thank you.
And there you have it right there. In the Billy Ray Turner case, guilty count 1, guilty count 2, guilty count 3. Billy Ray Turner sitting there as we continue to watch these live pictures coming from 201 Poplar, showing very little signs of emotion. We also saw at the same time Deborah Marion, the mother of Lorenzen Wright. She sat there nodding her head as she heard the verdict read.
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming for Miss Deborah Marion, who has been waiting for justice, as she's told us many times over the years, for her son. You could see her there shaking her head, almost holding back tears as she listened. Again, count 1, first-degree murder. Count 2, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3, criminal attempt first-degree murder. Guilty on all 3 counts.
Yeah, and going back to Deborah Marion, can you imagine what she has been feeling all these years as she has been in that courtroom almost every day, watching every proceeding, listening to every word, reliving, unfortunately, what happened to her son.
Absolutely, and you think about this, 2010, July of 2010, July 18th, 2010, the last time anyone saw Lorenzen, he made a desperate call for help, calling 911 himself while he was being shot in the early morning hours of the 19th. It wasn't until days after that, July 28th, that authorities found his body. So since that moment, though,
Right.
she has been on a mission
And
to
many
make
of us,
sure that
of
someone's
course,
held accountable.
no doubt about it, remember that video of her, the day when police discovered that weapon and she was told what had taken place. And we also remember Deborah Marion running to that scene there. So
That vision of her
yes, it's so
breaking
heart-wrenching
through
right there.
that crime tape,
A mother
running.
who never gave up, seeking justice for her son, for her child.
One person who spent a lot of time talking to Miss Deborah Marion, and of course covered this case extensively, is former Memphis Police Director Tony Armstrong, who I believe we have on the phone now. Director Armstrong, you there?
I'm here. How you doing?
How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us. So, of course, this case, one of the biggest in Memphis history, and you've covered a lot of them. Your initial thoughts after hearing that verdict?
I think certainly your heart has to go out to Lorenzen's mother. Like you said, that she was just dogmatic about this case. I don't think that there was ever a month during my tenure as director that we didn't make contact with each other in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and she just would not let it go. She wanted justice for her son, and I think this is just, I don't think it's the complete package that she envisioned, but it is some form of justice for her son.
And Director Armstrong, Alex Coleman here. What was the emotional toll, perhaps on you, some of your officers, detectives, as they also worked this case? This case essentially involving somebody who was really well loved and respected here in the city of Memphis.
Well, you got a guy like Lorenzen who's homegrown.
What time they be at 5:30?
You know, played basketball. What about
Who they
high
gonna
school
get
he
him?
goes to?
It was a no-brainer, man.
You know, University of Memphis or then Memphis State. he's a local hero, and everybody wanted the best for him.
I don't know how much
And
money
then all
I'm
of a
gonna
sudden,
get back, so I
tragically,
won't
he
know.
goes missing, and later on you find out he's been murdered. There is a lot of pressure to solve that case, and I don't think that, again, you know, you go to the barber shop, you go to the grocery store, you're out in public, and there's always somebody that's asking you, where are you all with the Lorenzen Wright case, and do you think that you'll ever solve it? So there was a lot of pressure to solve it, and that thing went from hands of several detectives, just giving